things. I think that even though your friends and relatives or family who are very well intentioned to giving you that blank book, that's just not going to get you very far. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest fears of any writer.
In reading your ink stuff and talking about writing over the years, I mean, I've had friends give me as Christmas presents bound books that are empty because my story is
Right.
kind of an interesting, intriguing one, kind of
Uh-huh.
from where I got to where I am, and
Yeah.
as I've gotten older, I'm 52. I've always said I really ought to write a book,
Mhm.
and it keeps coming back and back to me, and I can't I can't put to paper what I can speak. So
Right.
you read about and you can tell me. And this is a question phrased as me kind of pretending like I know something. As from what I've researched, is you just want to write as you think. The problem is for me is I don't write as I think. I write as I think someone's listening. Right, like I'm writing a prospectus or I'm writing an email to a customer, and I can't seem to get out of that more. I can't seem to relax and do it
Mhm.
in a conversational tone. And so then I back out and just go, I'll come back and try again.
Yeah.
What is there a trick to that? I read some of your stuff online here on Ink before we started, and I thought, yeah, it's like he's just talking. How in the hell does he do it?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. I think that even though your friends and relatives or family who are very well intentioned to giving you that blank book, that's just not going to get you very far. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest fears of any writer is looking at that blank page. Just
Mm-hmm.
staring at a blank page and going, okay, I know I've got to write 60,000 words. There's 0 words here right now. What am I going to put on here right now? So that's kind of a daunting thing for anybody, even professional writers, much less someone who's not a writer. But
Mm-hmm.
what I do with a lot of my clients, yeah, because a lot of my clients, they're CEOs, they're consultants, they're academics, sometimes professors. What they're really good at is talking. They're great at talking, and they're not so great at writing, or they don't have time to write. They're busy doing IPOs, or they're busy doing managing huge groups of people, multinationals. But what they're really great at doing is giving presentations, PowerPoints, doing PowerPoints, doing interviews. So when I do a book with someone, when I do a book with, say, a CEO, first we outline the book. So what's every chapter title going to be? What is it? What's the flow of this book going to be? We have an outline that forms the basis of our discussion. So maybe every week, every other week, we'll have it. I'll sit down with them and have an interview for an hour, and I'll just have them talk through 5 bullet points out of that one chapter. So say chapter 1 has 5 bullet points. In some cases, my clients will actually prepare a presentation for me. They'll have 20 PowerPoint pages, and they'll just walk through it as if they're giving a PowerPoint presentation, and they'll talk through it. I record those conversations and then get them transcribed. So for someone like you or anybody else who's listening that wants to write a book, one of the easiest ways to do it for someone who's not a writer is just to, like you said, talk it through, give a
Mm-hmm.
presentation, pretend you're in front of a group, pretend you're in front of your family, your coworkers, whoever it might be, and telling them about something. How to start a podcast, how to have an award-winning podcast. I'm going to take you through it in 10 chapters. Here's chapter 1. Here's 5 points, and I'll talk you through that. So that's really a great approach, and it works really well for the people I work with.
And so when you hear the term, you being the proverbial you, us out here in the world hear the term ghostwriter,
Right.
we can assume that the person doing the right or the person that's doing the writing is kind of interpreting what they're given. But the author of the book is the one that actually is the lived experiences. And how many liberties do you take with the stories that they give us, or that they give you, I should say?
Yeah, mostly my job is to organize them. So you're right. The CEO I just worked with recently, we just wrapped up his book. It comes out in a few months. They're his stories. He's got massive tons of experience and life experience, business experience. Again, we outlined his book, and then I talked him through it. So it's his stories, it's his voice, and my job is to get that and turn it into written words. So I don't take a lot of liberties. I mean, my own style comes through a little bit because I have a certain style of writing, but my
Mm-hmm.
job is to make sure it's them talking, it's their voice. And a lot of my clients will be concerned about that. Is my voice going to come through? And I'll say, yeah, because I'm recording your conversation. and I'm going to be recording you talking, and then I'm going to just take your words and turn them into writing. It's going to be the same way you just talked because I recorded it, and that's going to come through. So I make it better. My job is to make it better. It's sort of like putting the icing on the cake. They've got the cake. I put on that icing and make it a little better.
Right. Interesting. That's I've wondered about that, and probably the direction I'm going to have to go, I think, if I ever want to get this done.